Hey, how's it going, guys? Jeremy Donson here with thedrumprofessor.com. Today we're going to be doing New Divide by Linkin Park. This is a really fun song. You ever seen Transformers, you've heard this song. So I think this would be a really fun song to learn. We're going to start at the tom section at the beginning and work our way past that from there. And as always, if you have any questions or need additional help, then feel free to sign up for a free one-on-one live jam session with me. I offer weekly classes as well, so if you want to take advantage of that, first one's on me. Shout out to Chester, man. So sad what happened. Rest in peace. He'll be missed. This goes out to all his fans, and the music world has lost an amazing musician. So rest in peace, Chester. We'll miss you. Okay, so let's get started from the top. Here we go. Alright, so here we go, on the tom section. Okay, so the first step to this is the intro leading up to the main tom part. And that's going to be played like this. So we're going to go high, high, mid, floor. And a 4 and. Okay, so once you do the intro, your bass is going to stay consistent. It's always going to stay the same. It's never going to change, okay? Alright, so let's put this together with the beginning of the next part. So the first step is all three, high, floor, and bass drum at the same time. Then you're going to do mid-tom by itself, and then you're going to do bass and floor together. So all three, mid-tom, bass and floor. Okay, now after that, you do a high tom by itself. After the high tom, you do another bass and floor. So basically, I like to break this up into two pieces. Once you kind of get the gist of what to do, two pieces are this. You have the beginning, and then you have this. So the first part, high mid, and then the next, floor high floor with the basses sitting on the floor tom. Putting it together again. And there is the first part of the main beat for the tom section. Now the second half of that is this. Same thing, right? Same thing as the intro fill into the toms. So putting all this together slowly, there it is. Okay, so at tempo and showing you what's after this is a hi-hat drag, and then we crash into the main section of the beat here. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Oh, you know what? Let's start at the intro actually. So 1, 2, ready. I'm going to say ready, then we start. 1, 2, ready. Okay, so then we drag, so you're going to do it after the high tom on the fourth measure. Okay, so that is that. So once we finish that, let's say this is fourth measure. Now, generally, I don't kick the bass drum on the hi-hat, so you can take the bass, you stop the bass in the tom section, no bass on the high. If you do a bass here, it's really not a huge deal, right? But just kind of what you like better. Do you like the sound with the bass or not? But generally, you probably don't want to do the bass there. Okay. All right, so let's get into the main crash beat here. Okay, so we are going to be doing this throughout the entire song, guys. So it's really important to get this down really comfortably because you're going to use it a ton in the song. So generally you need 2 crashes to do this. If you only have one, don't worry about it. Or if you're playing on mousepad, seriously, don't worry about it. It's okay, I'll show you how to do that. But being that you do have 2 crashes, the main beat you want to play on the darker crash, on the lower sounding crash. And the 2 crashes that are going to be higher, you want to be on the smaller crash or the higher sounding crash. So generally, you know, 16, 14, or 16-inch for the main and then a splash for the others. Now, if you don't have that, you only have 1 crash, you can do it a few different ways. You can do heavy hi-hat, and then when you have to crash, then just use your crash. Or you could even do 1 crash and just do this. Just hit the bell on the crashes or vice versa, whatever you want to do. Okay, so let's break this beat down. So once you finish the fill, the drag crash, that crash starts the beat. And we're going to do bass every time just like we did on the tom section. So whenever you hit a snare drum, you are also going to hit the bass drum. Okay, so bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass crash, bass crash. Bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass crash, bass crash. So the bass never changes, you just hit a different crash cymbal there. Alright, so this breaking down this beat, basically you're just doing bass, snare, and when you hit the snare, you're also kicking the bass drum. So let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you hit 4, you're gonna speed it up a bit and do the crash with the snare here. So let's say we're on 4. Crash, crash, bass, crash. Okay, so putting it together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and that's the beat for like most of the song. Alright, so at the end of this, on the 4th time, so you're going to do that for 4 sets of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Second time, 2, 3, 4. Third time, 2, 3, 4. Fourth time, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to go, you just add an extra snare, that's all. Now, on that one, there's different ways to do that. I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can do this. So one way, so you just double with one hand. You're going to do, basically instead of doing this, you're going to double the last snare. Okay, so let's say 4th measure. 4th set rather, sorry. And then you crash after, so bass crash, bass, bass crash, bass, snare, snare, crash. The other way you can do it is just to take the crash off of the 2 snares and then crash on the normal section on 1, or the normal spot on 1. So that's also an option if you'd like to do that. Just take the crash off of the snare. Generally, I like to challenge myself, so I like to do whatever is most challenging. And if you start to do that, and you know, in anything, not just this, because this is a fairly minor change, but in other videos that I've done and that I will do in the future, there's many times I say start without this, add it back in. So if you ever struggle with anything, always take the skeleton of the beat or the foundation of the beat, and then you can always add on the meat of it after you have gotten it down well. That'll help you instead of trying to do the whole thing, right? So it's like, how do you eat a whale? One bite at a time, right? So, but okay, so now we know the tom section, we know the fill getting into the tom section, we know how to transition from that to the main beat, and we know the main beat. So now we're gonna apply everything all together and see what it sounds like. Here we go. Awesome, guys. Okay, so there we have New Divide by Linkin Park. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope it was very helpful to you. And as always, if you have any questions, this is why I'm here. Feel free to let me know, ask away, and I'm more than happy to help. So guys, hope you really enjoyed it again, and have fun, stay awesome, and rock on. Later, guys.